This computer. Well, welcome everyone to our Wednesday night free necklace call. I'm so glad you're here. Our team does this every Wednesday at this time, either on my link or Rayanne's link, because we just love sharing everything that we love about Proclaim with you all. So let me just ask you a question. Have you ever thought that it would be nice to have a little extra fun in my life? Or have you ever thought, it would be nice to make some extra income, but I don't want to go apply at 20 different places to get offered less than I think I'm worth? I think we've all asked ourselves those questions. And I think you're really going to enjoy what you hear tonight. So, for those of you I don't know, which is quite a few of you, my name's Carolyn. I have been a stylist with Proclaim Jewelry for 3 years, but I'm no stranger to direct sales. I was actually with my former company for about 18 years. And if we rewind all the way back 20 years ago, before I joined the direct selling industry, I was a stay-at-home mom. I wore cotton shorts, hair in a ponytail, makeup on Sundays, maybe. I did not wear jewelry. I was scared to talk in front of people. I remember when my sister told me about this because she started a year before I did. I told her she was crazy. I told her it was a scam. I don't wear jewelry. I don't go to parties, and I don't know anybody. Click. And I wanted nothing to do with this. So, can you relate? Have you ever had a friend think they have a really great idea and you thought, you're crazy? But then over time, you start watching your friend and she's making good money, or your sister, like in my case. My sister was working a full-time job as a school teacher, and she was consistently making $100, $200, $300 per jewelry party that she was doing. I didn't even know jewelry parties were a thing back then. So I finally went to one while she was in town doing it for one of my girlfriends. So I kind of had to go. It was my sister and my friend. And I thought, this is kind of fun. Like, somebody else is showing me how to look cute. There's snacks. Maybe I'll book a party because that'll help my friend get some free stuff, because I was young and broke and I couldn't even afford to buy anything. So I booked a party to help my friend get some free stuff, not to help my sister. I still didn't get it. And at my party, it was actually before my party, I was making a list of my friends that I was going to invite. And I started thinking, my sister's going to make money from what my friends purchase. And I just watched her make $300. And all she did was sit there and go, look, this is this. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it cute? And I thought, I could do that. And I could help my friends get free stuff. So I mentioned it to my husband, who was totally on board with me the year before when we made fun of her and we knew she was going to fail and they were going to take her for everything she had. Um, you ever been that unsupportive family member or had an unsupportive family member like that? I was that unsupportive family member. So I decided to sell jewelry. I had no idea what I was doing. Nobody sat down and did one of these with me. I just knew she was making money and my friends would get free stuff. And I called her and I said, okay, I'll sell the stuff. We didn't even have, I don't even know if they had Zoom back then. But I sold jewelry with that company for about 18 years. And it was amazing. In my first month, I would say at my very first party, I think I made about $150. And then my next 2 to 4 parties, I was making between $100 and $150 a party. And back at that time, the company average, they were making like $200 a party. And my husband made fun of me. He said, they're going to kick you out because you're bringing down the company average. He was just, he gave me a hard time a lot. But when, after about a 2 to 3 months in, I kind of figured things out. And I started consistently making $250 to $300 to $400, sometimes $500 a party. And it was really good because when I started, I had no dreams. I had no goals. I had no plans. I just thought this would be some good extra Red Lobster money for us. And then about a month or two in, we couldn't spend that much money at Red Lobster. Not that I was like rolling in the dough, but I started consistently hosting, 8 to 10 parties a month. So I was making $2,000 to $3,000 a month, just sling and bling. And it was a ton of fun. So we were able to pay off debt. Life was wonderful. But, things happen in life. And my first husband passed away when I was 30. I became a single mom. I was able to support my kids while just selling jewelry. And then I remarried. My kids were teenagers. I worked a full-time job for a few years. And then COVID happened. Whose life changed during COVID? So my in-home party business crumbled That company was not set up for virtual parties very well. They didn't really have a good online presence. And I found Park Lane after my other company closed. And I'm so glad I did. I was not going to do this. I wasn't going to look at another direct sales company, but I talked to some friends, and it turned out that during the year of 2020, when my other company folded, Park Lane had their best year ever. And that appealed to me. I also learned about their sales, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute. But I was at that time working this full-time job that I had joined. I had started about 3 years before just to help out a friend. And I was supposed to stay for 6 weeks, and I stayed for 3 years. And that was supposed to be my side hustle. Jewelry and direct sales was supposed to be my rest of my life job. So when my other company closed, I kind of had a meltdown because I thought, oh my goodness, they're going to own me now. I'm going to have to work in this office forever and do bookkeeping and payroll forever. And so I thought I better go sell houses or something because I don't want to stay here for forever. But what I found here at Park Lane was just incredible. I actually quit my job 3 months later. Now, I'm not telling you this because I'm thinking you all want to quit your jobs. I would say the bulk of the women in Park Lane work a full-time job. So it can be a little bit of money or it can be a lot of money. But how many times have you been in a month? My friend Jeremy, she used this analogy, or this, it wasn't even an analogy, it was a story Monday night when she was sharing about early on in her Park Lane business, her daughter's car battery went out. And she was like, oh my gosh, $250. We don't have $250 just lying around. But then she remembered, oh, wait, I do. I have my Park Lane account and there's money just sitting there because I've been doing jewelry shows. And so how many times has there been something in your life where just an extra $300 would have been a huge relief? Or maybe an extra $500. Or maybe you are looking to replace your full-time income and you want to make $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 or more dollars a month. That's possible here. And it's just been amazing to me because when my former company closed December of 2020, I joined this company and I was still going to go sell real estate because I did not believe anything here was going to work out. But I was wrong. About 3 or 4 weeks in, we had a really good week. Some people had joined my team. I had a really big show and I made a couple $1,000s in 1 week. And I was like, oh, hold the phone, hold the phone. I think I got to cancel these real estate classes and see if there's really something here. And it has just been amazing ever since. So some of the things that I think you will really enjoy about Park Lane is you do get to help your friends get amazing deals. So put an S in the chat if you have ever shopped our sale. So if you haven't, this will blow your mind. But if you have, you're totally going to know what I'm talking about. Because in Park Lane, we always have a buy two, get four at half price sale that your friends get to shop. And they only pay full price for the 2 least expensive items. And then they get to pick out 4 more expensive items at half price. And you make your commission off of all of that. Yep, I see some S's. So it's so much fun. You get to save your friends a ton of money and you get to earn income from that. And they thank you for it because you save them a ton. Plus, every week we have an extra weekly perk for our customers. We can usually bank on the fact that when their full and half price items are 90 or more, we can get them at least one expensive item for not for $200, one expensive item up to $200 for only $30. And this week, through midnight tonight, we can actually get our customers 2 of those high-end items for $30. So I love to tell my friends and my customers that I believe anything over 40, you should get for half price or $30. And they love that. So if you love to help your friends get a good deal, or if you're a bargain hunter, put a B in the chat. I'm a huge bargain hunter. So I love thrift stores. I love discount clothes. I love garage sales. I have always been very frugal because if you remember at the beginning of my career, I was in my early 20s. I was a young mom. We had no extra money. So I have been frugal since I've been in this business, and I just grew up loving a good deal. And speaking of good deals, in case you're sitting there and you're thinking, yeah, but I wonder what the punchline is. I just want to let you know up front, should you decide to give Park Lane a try, you can get started for as little as $99 and get to pick out $700 worth of jewelry. Typically it's $500, but right now they're doing this extra special where you get an extra $200. So I don't want you to spend the whole time listening to me share thinking, yeah, but is this going to cost me thousands of dollars? It does not. You can get started for $99 and get to pick out $700 worth of jewelry. Talk about a good deal. Oh my goodness. So we have a couple other kit options and I'll share those at the end, but I just wanted you to know that up front. So when you join Park Lane, you get to help your friends get an amazing deal on quality jewelry. So if you're here and you're thinking, yeah, but is the jewelry any good? It is. So all of our jewelry is lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free, hypoallergenic. It's also guaranteed with no exclusions. So if you sell your neighbor a necklace and it breaks in the first 4 months for any reason, and I do love to say, even if your dog chews it up, because we have a Labrador puppy who just turned 1 and he's chewed up 2 pieces of my jewelry, and Park Lane replaced them, no questions asked. So I love our no questions asked guarantee. But the quality is also amazing. We have a huge variety of jewelry. Like this necklace that I have on right here. This is Holland. It has a genuine freshwater pearl. It has genuine rose quartz. Um, then I have my Shania necklace on. I'm trying to think what else I have on. Ooh, this Atlantic bracelet. This is all genuine white turquoise. So we have a lot of semi-precious stones and just a lot of different trends and styles. We really have something for every age and stage of life. I have little girls that come to my parties that love our jewelry, and I have grandmas that come to the parties that love this jewelry. And the nice thing about Park Lane is, like, what's your life like? You can sell this jewelry wherever you want to. Do you want to sell it online? You can do that. You want to sell it at vendor events? You can do that. You want to do in-home parties? You can do that. You want to just go to a restaurant and have like a happy hour after work with the girls? You can do that. So you can set up and sell this jewelry anywhere, and you're going to earn at least 30% commission. Everyone in this business starts at least 30% commission, and you can work your way up to where you're earning 50% commission, just based off of how you work your way through the promotion levels. But one thing that Park Lane has that I've never seen any other company have is we have a direct appoint program. So if you are like me or some of the other women on this call, maybe you were a leader in another direct sales company, or maybe you currently are. You're even allowed to be in multiple companies, but they will recognize and respect your leadership experience and bring you over at a comparable leadership level. So you may come in already earning 40 to 45% commission with the opportunity to earn 50% commission. So I love that we're able to make significant income while we're getting our friends that amazing deal, while we're sharing quality jewelry, and while we're having so much fun. So all those years ago, I had a teeny tiny circle of friends. I did not know very many people. My friend Robin is actually on this call. She was one of those friends. I went to a little bitty church, and my friends from my youth were not people you would want to do a jewelry show for. So when I started, the hostess plan is really what keeps your business going. And I'm going to share Park Lane's hostess plan in a minute, but I only had 5 friends to help me get started in my business. And then because of the free jewelry, that's what kept my business going. And that hostess plan was, okay, this one is so much better. Do you guys like to get free jewelry? And do you like to tell your friends about a good sale? Because that's what happens. Women come to our events, they find out about how amazing our sale is, and then they decide they want to host their own shopping event, whether online or in person. And when they host an event, they get a $200 item for 30, they get 4 half price items, and they get free credit based off of how many orders they get. And it's not based off of how much money their friends spend. So even if they have a friend come to their party who maybe doesn't have a lot of extra money and she purchases a $22 pair of earrings, Park Lane is going to give the hostess $20 in shopping credit, even for just that $20 order. And then when we get her to 10 orders, which we stylists, we will help you learn the systems and how to help your hostesses. We do everything we can to help our hostesses get to 10 orders, because at 10 orders, Park Lane doubles all her shopping credits to $40 per order. So that is $400 in free jewelry, and there's no cap on that. How would you like to spend $400 in free jewelry? Or how would you like to tell your friend, you get to spend $400 in free jewelry? They love you for it. So if they get to an 11th order, that's another 40, a 12th order, that's another 40. And it just goes up from there. My sister, who I'm taking to Paris with me in 2 weeks, which is a whole other thing. Park Lane lets us do 2 luxury travel trips every year that they pay for that you can earn. But anyways, my sister, who I'm taking to Paris, she hosted a party with me last summer, and she was like, I want to break your record, Carolyn. And do you need to be in here, babe? Say this, what we were talking about earlier, Kristen. You just never know what's going to happen when you're live on a Zoom. That's Jamie. That's my husband. Um, but anyways, she said she wanted to break the record. She got 31 or 32 orders at her party. So she got over $1,200 in free jewelry, plus her half price items, plus her bonus items. And Park Lane even gives us two $50 awards that we can incentivize our hostess with to do different things. So I oftentimes tell my hostess, if she has 10 people there in person or 10 people on the live, I'll give her an extra 50. Or if she has gets 3 bookings, I'll give her an extra $50 free. I try to use those bonuses to help her have a more successful show. But I just love our hostess perks. And then what naturally happens, women love the sale, they host a party, they get so much free jewelry. Then they start to think, they get to the place where I was. And they're like, she's making money off of my friends and she's helping my friends get free stuff, or I could do that. So have any of you on this call had that thought? I could help my friends get free stuff. I could make some extra money doing this. It is so much fun. So when you become a stylist with Park Lane, we already talked about how you can earn 30 to 50% commission. You can also do fundraisers for any nonprofit. Park Lane will donate 50% to that nonprofit as long as you get it pre-approved. And when you do a fundraiser, there's no customer sale and there's no hostess perks, but they're seriously going to write a check for 50% of what you sold, and they're going to give it to cancer research, dog rescue, the high school. I've done so many fundraisers to help different people raise money for things, and it's so rewarding to be able to do that for your community. The trips, I would never get to travel like this otherwise. For one, I'm cheap. I think we established that at the beginning. But two, it's expensive to travel. And when you earn these luxury travel trips with Park Lane, they cover your airfare. Sometimes it's an all-inclusive, but even if it's not an all-inclusive, usually our dinners are all done and our breakfasts are done. And then you're kind of free time during the day. But one of the trips, they rented out an island when we were in Aruba, and we had everything was all inclusive on this island. And we even had unlimited massages for that day on the beach. I mean, ridiculous things that I never even knew existed happen on these luxury travel trips. And the one we're getting ready to go on is Paris. We get to go to Ireland in the fall, and we're all currently earning a trip to St. Thomas. That's what we're working on right now. So if you like to travel, then this is where you want to be, because anyone can earn the travel trips. You do not have to be a certain level of leadership to earn the travel trips. It's a 5-month period. It's just based off of your sales and your recruits. And guess what? At the next travel trip, I start back over at 0 for that travel trip, just like everyone else. Leadership is not like grandfathered in, and you don't have to earn your way up to some high level to get to go. So I love that. Let me see. I'm trying to do things a little differently tonight, so I want to double check my notes and make sure I'm not missing anything huge. I know Rayanne, she'll save me if I do. You can earn over $1,100 in free jewelry every month through our Rich Rewards Club. So in my former company, you could earn some free product, but not like this. I had to reinvest my own money into prizes and giveaways, but here I earn so much free jewelry. I'm just like shoveling it out. That's why we do these free necklace calls. I'm like, you want a necklace? You want a necklace? And I do prizes at my shows because I earn so much free jewelry through the company. So you don't have to reinvest your profit into product, which is so super nice. And then when you, we already talked about how you make money, but the way we get paid is weekly. Everything you turn in by Wednesday, you get a direct deposit on Tuesday. Your website that you get when you get your kit covers all your credit card processing fees. That was a pay raise because in my former company, I had to have a third-party credit card company, and I had to pay 3 to 4% interest on every transaction. And we don't have to do that here. So that is huge. And when you promote in Park Lane, you never go backwards. So say you bring one person in on your team, you would get your first 5% pay raise. And even if that person got out, you don't lose your title or your commission level. So that was really big for me because in my former company, I had promotion, demotion, promotion, demotion, and that's very disheartening. You also get paid infinitely deep should you choose to build a team. You don't have to build a team, but should you decide you want to, sometimes you don't decide. Sometimes people just come to you and say, I want to sell this with you. And you're like, okay. But you would earn income from them and their team all the way down. We don't have breakaways. So let's talk about your starter kits. I already told you at the beginning, You can get started for as little as $99, and that gets you $500 in jewelry normally, but right now it gets you $700. That is through midnight tonight. And I kind of hate even saying that on today because I'm not a high pressure salesperson, but I do want you to know what's available. Our medium size kit is our business kit. It's $229. Normally gets you $1,000 in jewelry. Right now it gets you $1,200. Or our boss kit is $439. Normally gets you $2,000. Right now it gets you $2,200. And that jewelry you get to pick out yourself. You sign up tonight. It takes you like 5 minutes. And then you have an entire week to pick out the jewelry that you want in your kit. It is so much fun. In my former company, you signed up and they just mailed you a bunch of jewelry and you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. How many times have you told your kids that? Not that way here. You pick what you want and you love it. So it's so fun. Now, if any of this has sounded appealing to you, even the tiniest bit, I want to tell you, just give it a try. Worst case scenario, you spend $99. Whoever the leader of who invited you tonight, she will help you launch your business. Let's say you get 2 to 3 months into this. I bet you've made back your $99 or your $229, and you've probably made some profit on top of that. And you could decide it's not for me, and you just stop. We don't have website fees. We don't have anything that you have to do along the way. We don't have quotas. So in a year, when it's time to renew your website, should you choose to stay in, you would pay $100 to renew your website at that time. But between now and then, you don't have to pay anything else. And you get to just see what happens. So I think there's never been a better time than right now to try it because of that extra $200. We're not even halfway through the trip earning contest, and we have a bunch of stylists who earned it in the first 2 months already. So you still have time to join us, earn the trip to St. Thomas, and we would have so much fun together. One other thing I want to throw out there is we have an amazing team. Another question I get a lot is what kind of support do I get? You get amazing support on this team. We do a lot of hands-on training with you. We have videos where we share our screen and we show you how to do things. We teach you how to do the techie things. 3 years ago, I didn't know how to Zoom. So if you're thinking, I don't know how to Zoom, don't worry about that. I was not used to doing Facebook Lives. Anything you want to learn how to do, we have someone on this team that is an expert at that, and they'll teach you it. We have a paid graphic designer that makes all those beautiful pictures for us. It's really set up to be very copy and pastable or customizable if you are a creative person and you want to do things your own way. So I'm going to post our little survey in the chat. Oh, Brianne already did it. So you're going to want to make sure you click that survey link. If you don't get it from the chat, or if you're unfamiliar with Zoom and you don't know how to get it. Oh, and stylists, if you're new, you don't have to fill this out. This is just for your guests. You'll click that link, fill out that survey. There's 4 or 5 questions, and it always asks you for a key word. So tonight, I think our key word should be, I'll just say island, because we're going to go to the island of St. Thomas. I was going to use St. Thomas, but I know Jeremy used that on Monday, and I didn't want us to get confused on the survey. So when you're filling out your survey, it just asks you a couple questions. This gets you into the drawing for the free necklace. And if you're watching this later on the replay, as long as you watch and fill it out by midnight tomorrow night, you will still be in the drawing. I'm about to stop the recording because I want to let everyone who's here live have a chance to ask questions. But is there anything major I left out, Rayanne? I really didn't use my notes at all until the end when I was like, I should probably double check. All right, I'm going to stop the recording.